Welcome back to the channel. We're going over our weekly transfer roundup, starting off with Mcallister to Liverpool. How do you feel about it?
Big Mac, yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, you were talking about it, weren't you? You wanted him, so...
Yeah, I think you got to be happy with the price.
What was it? I was seeing 35, then I was seeing 45, and I see it
was originally quoted
rising to 55.
It was originally quoted as like, I think I saw as high as 80 million.
Oh, really? Yeah,
60, then 55, and then like Fabio Romario was saying it will be under 55. But then it came out that what they did was, before the World Cup, his agent put a clause, because he was out of contract
cheeky deal in
summer, his agent put a clause in that basically after the World Cup he can go for 35 mil, because obviously he knew he was going to have a mad World Cup.
Yeah.
And Brighton either had to sign that or lose him for free. 35 mil they've got for him.
So did he sign a new contract there when he come back?
I think it was just for the World Cup, yeah. So it's just for the World Cup. They basically put a release clause in his contract.
So basically that's how he knew he was definitely leaving.
They would have lost him for free this summer. So in their eyes, they got 35 mil, good money. Better, yeah. But for Liverpool, also a great deal.
So where's it rising to 55 then? Where's that?
It's 35.
Well, I'm seeing it a lot, but that is potentially rising to 55.
Yeah, but who though? I've seen from the reliable people, 35. From all the Liverpool.
Well, I saw it 45. So who knows?
It's 35.
I mean, either way, you'd argue even at the top end of 55 is still potentially a good deal. I mean, he's a good player. In my eyes, personally, he's still got a little bit to prove. I think he really did. He did a really good job in the Argentinian team, won the World Cup.
Yeah, played well.
I still don't think he's done enough. I feel like that whole performance in the World Cups sort of rolled over into his Brighton. And don't get me wrong, he's not been bad. He's still a good player, but I still don't think he's done enough in the Prem.
Yeah,
to warrant people talking about him being one of the best midfielders in the Prem at the minute.
It's one of them where
I don't see it.
It's one of them where people say, "Oh, he's got a lot of goals and assists this season." But actually, if you look at it, it's 6 or 7 of his goals.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
But I don't know where his best position is. I think he can play a 6, he can play an 8, or he can even play a 10 behind the striker.
Do you know what? I think the one good thing is that Klopp's got a good record of improving players.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he does a good job of him, then he could make him into that top-notch midfielder, and then arguably be one of the better ones.
I think the one thing with us is getting him is fine, and he's a good player, and he could be really good, but it's who we get next, which is the big one for me. Well, yeah. He's not the most leggy player, is he? You wouldn't say he's a runner. He's more technical,
more your luxury
passing,
sort of player, I guess.
So I think we need to get a runner around him to do the dog work for him, the leg work for him, because that's what we struggled with last season. We got outrun so many times. Yeah. We need, like we've been linked with that Thuram and that Kone, who looks like they can get around the pitch. Yeah. If we get one of them on top of him, then we're looking good. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, you saw. Whereas if we go get James Ward-Prowse, like the we've been linked with in the last 2 days.
Have you? Yeah. I haven't seen that.
Then I'm fuming. Do you know what I mean? Because
he's not the right player. You see why he's performed so well. He's because he's had Caicedo behind him. Exactly that player that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's doing the bits for him. But I mean, ultimately, I think it's exciting signing for you. Yeah. But like you say, I think that next sign is more important now.
Yeah, exactly.
But one thing I would say about Liverpool, you always do well at getting the business done early.
Yeah, no, they do know what
it annoys me a little bit because you do get it done quick.
I was worried a little bit because our chief exec just left, and our new one literally came in literally about a week ago. Oh, really? Officially, and that's when we were linked with Kone and Thuram as soon as he came in. Okay. But it's come out since the Mcallister deal's been done. The guy who's just left, Julian Ward, he did all the legwork for it. It was like a parting gift, basically. So this 35 mil was a parting gift. So we'll take it all day.
All right, let's talk about Tielemans to Villa.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? Because we were baffing around. I can't remember in our video, we obviously talked about him, but I can't remember if Villa was one of the ones we fought for him.
I think I was at Right City.
Because I feel like it's a round. I think you were touting him a bit lower, and I was saying that maybe he could get that bigger move. And you'd argue Villa's probably somewhere in the middle there, and he could fit in pretty well, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I think he'd do well. I think it's what they have around him, because he's very good. He's got a great strike on him. His passing's good, but I don't think he's one that gets around the pitch that well either. So it depends. McGinn does a lot of the running.
Yeah, McGinn.
He is getting older.
Plus, before Emre coming in, he was a little bit out of favour, McGinn.
But he's been brilliant since he came in.
Yeah.
David Luiz not David Luiz. What's his name? What's his first name?
David Luiz.
The centre fielder. Can't think of his first name. We'll just go with Luiz.
Douglas.
Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz does get around the pitch.
Yeah, he does.
So him, Tielemans, and McGinn could potentially be a good midfield.
Yeah. Well, there's still talk that they want Lo Celso from us because he's Emre Zurmaya when they had him at Villarreal. But then I think he's a little bit of a similar player too. A little bit more technical, but he's still quite a similar player to Tielemans. Maybe he runs a bit more, but I see him. They're quite similar.
Yeah. They've been linked with some good players this summer, haven't they?
Well, why not?
Linked with they were trying to get what's his name from Madrid?
Asensio,
yeah, but he's gone PSG.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't see that.
But I think they were trying hard until a massive club came in.
Well, now's the time. I mean, they're at that crossroads, isn't it? Like they got into Europe, they need to. If you have a push on, you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You've seen how many teams that have got like your Wolves, Burnleys, and stuff that have got that 7th spot. Not invested like enough, and have fallen off.
Oh yeah, they've got to go buy some quality.
So they have to, and I think their owners go under the radar how much money they have. They're one of the richest clubs,
they got money.
And they will spend money.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think they keep Coutinho? I think
they're probably trying.
I think you get rid of him. I mean, the way Saudi money's flowing about him, and it just get a little whisper in the door, be like, anyone fancy? Coutinho, mate.
If they get 10-15 mil for
he's still got the name behind him.
Or even if they get rid of him on a free and free up his wages, because I bet
he's a few shirts.
I bet he's on £200 a week. I reckon they get rid of him if they could.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saudi, give a shout. They're buying everyone, aren't they?
Well, on the subject of Saudi, then, Zaha has been linked. Well, obviously, there was a lot of rumours going around about Zaha being linked 45 million to. We're saying Saudi Arabia, but I can't. There's a couple of their big teams, but I don't know their teams well enough. But let's just refer to it as Saudi Arabia. Obviously, he was linked there for about 45 million, but now there's rumours coming out. PSG is sniffing.
Yeah,
because obviously Messi's going back to Barcelona. Oh no, he's going in Miami, isn't he?
He's gone. Yeah.
Madness that. So these players is
but I get why he's gone.
Money.
No, I get that, but he's gone to. He'd rather go to. But
it feels like
Saudi.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know Inter Miami is a moderately newer American team, but it feels like there was that whole push like Beckham was pushing on. He wants American soccer to be bigger around the world. It feels like a few other countries have crept up and been like Saudi Arabia and stuff and been like,
they got the money.
Well, now. We want the eyes to be on us. Like China tried to do it, didn't they, a few years ago?
It'd be interesting if Saudi can keep it up, but they've got the money.
But that's what I mean. It feels like for Messi, unless they obviously want to bring more eyes over to the American side, but it feels like almost that ship sailed a little bit. I might just be talking balls, but
if he stays in Europe, where's he go?
Goes anywhere. Messi.
No, but who can pay his wages?
Yeah, that's true.
Barcelona want him back, they can't afford it.
Yeah, that's true.
No one else pays it. I don't think anyone pays it now.
Yeah,
City just want to chill. They don't go and pay.
I mean, to be fair, you'd say, would you not just take a wage cut to still play in?
Why would he? He's at the age now where he takes the big bucks.
Why?
He wants.
But surely he's rich enough.
That's what. Well,
they're at that point. It's money. Innit?
Go to Miami and have the.
I'm have the life as well.
Last big contracts, have the life. It's a better life in Saudi Arabia, you'd imagine, isn't it? So, I think that's why he's gone there for the family life, probably.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, David Silva's been touted around as well for PSG. I can't see him leaving. I can't see him leaving.
Bernardo Silva?
Who did I say? David?
Yeah, Bernardo. He left City about 2 years ago, mate. But I feel like he's linked every summer with going, isn't he? And he was actually, I saw an interview after the Champions League one. He was actually asked about it, and he was basically just said like, I don't want to talk about my future, blah blah blah. We'll see what happens, kind of thing. But which makes me think there's something in it. But Gundogan's another one, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
apparently Barca
I feel like Gundogan's got a little bit more legs for the fact that, especially towards the back end of the season, he was arguably their most important player because he came at trumps with a lot of important goals. Obviously, FA Cup final.
Yeah,
a few big goals in the last few games of the season.
Yeah. Did you see how well Bernardo Silva kept the ball when they were 1-0 up there in Champions League final? That was mad. They couldn't get the ball off him.
I mean, Bernardo's they're both class players. I think they go under the radar how important they are to City.
That's the thing. They've just done so well, and then a lot of the players are linked have gone away from them, aren't they?
I mean, I feel like City are almost in a slight transitional period where, obviously, when like the companies, Fernandinho's and stuff like that will sort of go in, and then now there's almost that last wave, especially now in the Champions League. Your Gundogan's and Bernardo Silva's will probably feel, well, I'm satisfied now. I've achieved everything I can with City.
With Gundogan, apparently, City have offered him a 1-year deal, extension.
Why only a 1 year?
And Barca have offered him a 3-year deal. So that's why it's up in the air.
I mean, honestly, if I'm Gundogan now, I go Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's a 3-year deal and it's
like for the same reasons that I just said, like you've achieved everything you really wanted to achieve.
Yeah, it's a good time to go out on it.
Why not?
Yeah,
get out, have a fresh start.
Yeah, I can see that one. I can see that one actually.
Yeah, especially with like a lot of the Spanish leagues, they're in especially Madrid and Barcelona. They're in a bit of a transitional period where a lot of the old eggs are out the door, and then getting fresh ones in. So it'll be interesting. It's probably going to be an interesting time in La Liga this season. But
Barca do love overpaying for older players.
They love it, mate. They love it. Well, let's finish up on then the whole United situation. Obviously, Mason Mount was sort of like almost a done deal. It was around it was around the same time Mcallister was like knocking up. And I don't think they've actually put an official bid in. I think it's close to. But then apparently they're lining up backups in Caicedo and Declan Rice. But I see them as being completely different players to Mount.
Yeah, so it's one or the other. What is in Mount?
Well,
or
apparently,
Caicedo
if they don't get Mount, they're lining up a bid for Caicedo and Rice. But then I look at it, I'll be like, surely Casemiro, that's the same position where Casemiro's playing.
I mean, if I was a United fan and
I wouldn't want Mount.
We'd be taxed.
I don't see
60, 70 million for Mount.
See the whole
you get
Mount
Caicedo
situation.
for 80, 90 or Rice for 100. I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'd pay them more money. Now. I don't see the whole hype with Mount. I've never seen it. I've never seen the whole thing with Mount. I think he's a decent player, but that's about it. I've never been like, you've got to have him.
Last season he got 11 goals.
Nah, do you know when he was keeping like Grealish and stuff out of the England team? I was like, what's going on here? Yeah. And then there was like jokes going around that he was like Southgate's kid and stuff.
He did hit
and then the whole thing with like Lampard, and it felt like that. It felt like he was getting given a little teacher's pet sort of thing, because I don't think he deserved. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a season, maybe the season before last.
No,
he did pretty well.
Last season he hit 11 goals, 11 assists.
This season just gone.
The season just gone. He's hitting those numbers.
No way.
Yes, he did. Guarantee.
No way.
£100 says it was.
I don't believe it.
£100.
Well, no, I'm not betting because I don't.
I'm going to get out right now. Keep talking.
Go on, get it out. Personally, I just don't see the whole hype with Mount. He's never been. I've never rated him that highly. But yeah, you're right in what you say.
When was the last season? 21, 22?
What? It's 22, 23, you penis.
Last season, was it?
You said the season just gone, mate.
Not the season we've just played. And the last season's in.
Well, that's what I said, and you were like this season.
Was it not this one, you tit?
Well, then you don't say that. Then you put me.
I meant last season. I'm still thinking like we're in the season.
Well, no, we're not, because the season's over.
All right, but you know what I mean. But it's still
talking about the new transfers for the upcoming season.
Right, listen, ready?
Yeah. What's that?
My phone gonna work.
Should have bet you money, mate.
No, look, ready?
Go on.
11 goals, 10 assists in the league.
That's what I'm saying. He had a decent season the season before last.
That's quality.
Decent.
Midfielder. What, 11 goals, 10 assists? We've been raving about Saka. That's a couple of goals off Saka, mate.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He had a decent season.
Midfield. No, I mean, I think he's a decent player, but he's not.
Yeah, I appreciate him stats, but I don't.
He's not 70 million power player.
Yeah, but again, you get people that can score and get assists, but do they do enough off the ball and stuff like that as a midfielder? I don't see it.
That's fair. He does work. He works his socks off.
I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just don't watch him enough. Yeah. I just don't feel.
He's a good player, but he's not 70 million.
He's not that high up in my estimation.
I don't think there's many United fans that would want him for that kind of money. But see if it happens.
But yeah, obviously there's a lot of names being knocked around. We're just going to sort of try and keep to a few each week. It's going to be a running feature replacing the weekly roundup for the season. So there'll be a new transfer weekly video coming each week. So hopefully there'll be some more exciting names being batted around coming forward.
No one for Spurs? I'll get a link.
Well, David Raya.
Yeah?
Yeah, apparently that's close. Do you know what? Well, before I said it, David Raya and Mason Mount, and it's actually a little bit of... I don't want to get too excited though, because it happens all the time where we're like, oh yeah, we're interested in these, we're putting a bid in, and then it just goes quiet.
Or Black.
Nothing's happened to that yet, mate. I've sent a letter to Levy. He hasn't replied to me yet. But no, apparently Raya looks solid. There's a good chance of Raya, and I've also hearing little like sniffles around that Maddison and his missus in particular wants to be in London.
Oh yeah.
And that could be the pool, mate.
Off to Chelsea then. There's a lot of teams in London.
No, but listen. If you're purely getting put up against a lot of plosives there, if you're getting put up against Newcastle and Spurs, and the pool is I want to be in London. Easy decision, isn't it?
No, there is, but then if
some players want to be in London,
if Chelsea or Arsenal get
why are they?
If they get win
Chelsea maybe
Spurs, they might intercept. I did remember I gave Madison a shout to Spurs and you said to Arsenal and you said no chance. So
no, I don't see it.
We shall see.
No, I still don't see it. I don't think it's played it. They're placing Xhaka.
Be very surprised if you got a free run at him.
And they're after players like Rice. I can't see it. I don't see this Madison being the player they want.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, we'll see. But
we shall see.
Yeah. Well, as I was wrapping up, maybe talk about Spurs.
Yeah. Well, it's because you didn't mention anyone, mate.
Well, I thought I'll just keep it a bit short and sweeter. Talk about a few, like I said, Raya and Madison, but I hear it all every season, so I don't try to get my hopes up. And there's Baxter signing us off. But yeah, obviously, you know what to do, guys. If you enjoy the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.